Arsenal's claim seems irresistible. Unbeaten in 14 games, maximum points from the last 6. The FA Cup finalists on course for a possible double. But it's a double suspension that means a different face at the heart of their famous defence. Matthew Upson on his 19th birthday today, making only his 7th appearance since signing from Luton in the summer, because Martin Keown and Steve Bold both have a one-match suspension. Well, there's already one change of personnel in the defence. Remy Gard again replacing Lee Dixon, who has made it back to the substitutes bench. Elsewhere, it's business as usual, and 5 of them are off to join international squads after the game. Anything less than 3 points is unthinkable, but Wimbledon haven't lost here for the last 9 seasons, and they've not conceded a goal in their last 4 games. Up front today, instead of just aerial power, Wimbledon have gone for pace on the ground. Andy Clark, who looked impressive when he came on as a sub against Everton recently, making his first start for 7 months. Peter Jones in charge at Highbury for the 3rd time this season. On the previous occasions, Arsenal won 5-0 and 3-0. Vieira, number 4, in midfield. Recalled to the French squad for the game in the week. Bergkamp trying to get an early strike. He scored at Blackburn in 75 seconds on Monday. Knocked back by Tony Adams. Bergkamp. Overmars down the left, but it's cut out by Kenny Cunningham. And here's number 18, Neil Ardley, who's operating today in midfield. Adams has the keeper available. That's miscued. Seaman taking no chances on that being interpreted as a back pass. It's evens for the double in the betting shops for Arsene Wenger's team to win both the FA Cup and the Championship. Oh, it's a great ball for Anelka. He was just onside. He's got 3 to look for. Cross blocked by Ben Thatcher. Arsenal have got a corner. Petit has come across to take the corner. Tony Adams and Matthew Upson have both jogged up quietly from the back. That's Adams. He doesn't hurry, Tony Adams, when Arsenal get a corner. Almost trying to steal into the opposition penalty area unnoticed. Well, I suppose that's difficult when you're as big as he is and as familiar. Parlour. Oh, he goes right outside Thatcher, who's stuck with him to concede the corner. But he really is a player in form at the moment, Ray Parlour. Had to pull out of the England squad for the game against Switzerland when he was injured. But back in Glenn Hoddle's thinking for the next match. And Petit will take the corner. Adams and Upson are both in there as well. Adams! Oh, yes! A giant of a man for Arsenal in every sense, Tony Adams. The thumbs up from Petit, who put that corner just where the England man wanted it. A towering jump by Tony Adams. A clutch of players to try and block him. But it dipped quick enough to drop under the crossbar. And Arsenal lead 1-0, 11 minutes gone. Here's Overmars. They're over the halfway line again, and they've got Wimbledon backpedaling. No free kick. Perry left his leg, and maybe Overmars went down a fraction late. Here's Overmars. Anelka on the chase. Perry in front of him. Bergkamp's in the penalty area for Arsenal. Overmars just outside. Left foot. Oh, it's number 2. And 1 or 2 Wimbledon defenders look very disappointedly at Neil Sullivan. Just over 16 minutes played. Overmars makes it 2-0, and you'd have to say that Arsenal are cruising. But there didn't seem to be that much threat in the shot. Just beyond the fingertips of Neil Sullivan and tucked into the far corner. Maybe Neil Sullivan disappointed on his positioning and how quickly he got down for it. Marcus Gale. Michael Hughes. Free kick. Somewhat old-fashioned look from Michael Hughes at Nigel Winterburn after an old-fashioned challenge. But here's a chance perhaps for Wimbledon to get back into this match, which is in danger of slipping away. Anelka, lovely touch by Anelka. There's 3 against 1 for Arsenal. Bergkamp's on the right, Overmars on the left. He's just got to slip somebody in. Bergkamp. Arsenal are 3-0 up in 19 minutes after being 3-0 up against Blackburn in 14 minutes on Monday. And you'd have to say at the moment, it's as easy as shelling peas. Bergkamp, watched by Cunningham. And that isn't always enough, and it isn't enough in that occasion. Bergkamp! Well, it's a bit like a stoat hypnotising a rabbit. You show him the ball, and then take it where he doesn't expect it. Half an hour gone. Arsenal looking to extend their lead even further. Peter Jones spotting a push in the penalty area, which has given Wimbledon the relief of a free kick. That's cut out by Petit. Bergkamp. Anelka. Parler, great break, Parler! It's scintillating football by Arsenal. And you'd have to say it's worthy of a team who will probably go on to win the championship. Ray Parler. Vieira always available in that midfield position. Here's Overmars. Anelka on the volley! He's only 19 years of age, Anelka. You wonder just how good he's going to become. Well, Joe Kinnear just composing his thoughts as the half-time whistle approaches. What do you say? Flicked on by Gale. Here's Clark. He gets a good bottom. Oh, Michael Hughes. All the work had been done. Across the 6-yard box. And the goal, well, simplicity itself. And somehow he's contrived to miss it. The stadium clock here at Highbury, which all can see, players and supporters, shows that the 45 minutes have been concluded. This is time which the referee is adding on. Oh, it was a good header by Ardley. But that's twice in the space of a couple of moments that Wimbledon have threatened to get something in this match after being swamped by Arsenal in the first 20 minutes. 3 goals conceded. The first by Tony Adams, the second by Overmars, and the third from Dennis Bergkamp. At Highbury, to much delight, it's Arsenal 3, Wimbledon 0. Well, Arsenal have certainly got a perfect surface on which to play their perfect football, as well as Bergkamp being the PFA Player of the Year. Their groundsman, Steve Braddock, here has been named the Premier Division Groundsman of the Year. Maybe an indication that Arsene Wenger will ultimately be the Manager of the Year. 20-year-old Carl Court, substitute for Wimbledon at half-time to replace Kerry Hughes, who was in midfield. So the signs are that Wimbledon are going to chase the game to try and get something out of it. Won by Tony Adams. It's a tight pitch here at Highbury. Stolen by Vieira. Overmars on his inside. Bergkamp breaking down the right. Parler sprints on the outside of him. Here's Parler. It took a deflection, I think, which carried it into the arms of Neil Sullivan. But that's when Arsenal really do look dangerous. When they break like that, with speed and with some sharp and precise passing. Gale. Headed up by Nigel Winterburn. This is Michael Hughes. Court's header. Oh, Seaman didn't get there quite as quickly as Lee Dixon thought he would. But it's a goal kick. Might have proved more embarrassing. David Seaman's come all the way to take responsibility. He's kept it in play, and it may turn into an excellent pass to Bergkamp. Overmars sprints forward. Anelka. Overmars. How long does he want? Petit! That's what they wanted. They gifted it to him on a plate. They wanted to work it all the way across for Emmanuel Petit to score his first Arsenal goal. And David Seaman applauds his own contribution, perhaps. Oh, that's got no pace on it. Bergkamp steals it, keeps his balance. Anelka's in behind them. Another crack at it for Anelka. Bergkamp! Oh, it's a brilliant save by Neil Sullivan. An excellent save there at the feet of Anelka, and then back on his feet quickly enough when Bergkamp had stopped juggling the ball to pull off the save of the afternoon. Bergkamp. That's Matthew Upson. Well, David Seaman will be really proud of that effort. He came out of his goal. He could have hoisted it into the crowd if he'd chosen, but he lifted it downfield. And was that really an intentional pass for Bergkamp? If it was absolutely brilliant. Arsenal had opportunities here. Overmars could have hit it, but they preferred to let Petit score his first. And David Seaman gets an assist. Off the top of the head of Matthew Upson. Clark gets to it first. That'll be a brilliant goal if it goes in. Oh, how unlucky. Off the inside of the post and hooked away by Tony Adams. And Wimbledon may feel that that miss really underlines their afternoon. Nothing will go for them. Clark's pace getting into the ball just ahead of Seaman, played with the outside of the left foot, and that could have bounced in just as easily as it did to come back to Adams. Anelka, Parler's not offside. He's got Bergkamp ahead of him. Overmars is in the middle. Parler to Bergkamp, turned the wrong way. And Wimbledon try to scramble it out. But Petit has it. Another chance. Oh, Overmars! The flag's up on the far side, and what looked like Arsenal's fifth is cancelled out by the flag. Petit with the shot that must have really stung the hands of Sullivan. Overmars going around the goalkeeper, but the flag had already been raised. Well, Wimbledon are 7 points above the relegation zone. They're 13th in the Premiership, and their status in the top division looks safe for another year, despite the defeat here at Highbury. Lee Dixon. Here's Ray. It's 5. It's Christopher Ray's 4th goal of the season. Sullivan came, he didn't get it, the defender didn't clear it, and it's a scoreline what equals the score against Barnsley back in November. 5-0, Arsenal's best of the season, and that goal coming in the 89th minute. Overmars trying a bit of trickery. Well, 5-0 will do Arsenal's goal difference no harm at all. In truth, Wimbledon will be disappointed that at times it was no more than just a stroll. It's 7 Premiership wins in a row, and Arsenal looking every inch the champions here at Highbury this afternoon. Adams got the first. Overmars, Bergkamp, Petit and Ray chipping in with goals themselves to equal their best score of the season. And there are nothing but happy Arsenal faces around Highbury. Arsenal 5, Wimbledon 0, and surely the Premiership is on its way to Highbury.
Integration of foreign players and the mixture between English and foreign is right at the moment, but basically I would say that the individual attitude of every player is right inside the club, and that's why maybe they are doing so well, because they are good players, and as well because they respect I would say the collective way we want to play, and that's why maybe we are efficient. Of course, after that you have first of all the quality of the players.
Joe, 5-0 must hurt.
Well, it does, yeah. No one wants to get beat 5-0, but there's no disgrace to losing to a top-class side like Arsenal. They thoroughly deserved that victory. Possibly the only chance that we had was probably about 2 minutes before half-time. We didn't take those, so it was always going to be an uphill climb when you're 3-0 down and playing against a side that's in sparkling form.
You were good on Monday. It was described as the most complete performance when you beat Blackburn 4-1. This was even better, was it?
Yeah, sure. I think against Blackburn we play our best first half. But for the moment, you know, I think we play a good football. We are very confident. We don't lose. And I think we enjoy to play together. You can see it on the pitch. It's really